What is the crack, everyone? It's Ollie from B2B Sports here. Russ Cook has become the first person ever to run the entire length of Africa. The Worthing native ran 386 marathons in 352 days. Absolute machine. I don't think words can truly describe what he's accomplished, the difficulty, the determination, the mental strength that you need to continue to run marathons day after day after day. Absolutely unbelievable. I started to follow Russ's journey quite early on, after a week or so into his mission. I think some of his tweets popped up on my timeline, and he was quite an entertaining bloke on Twitter, so I thought I'd give his YouTube series a follow, and I quickly realised how raw this challenge would be. The small team living out of a camper van, pitching up at the side of a road wherever they can, finding the cheapest hotels and marking the exact start and finish point, so no miles are missed. Shout out to all the team along the way as well: Harry, Stan the cameraman, Jared, Gus, Nelly, Jamie. To be able to edit, get all the shots, post these YouTube vids on a regular basis is absolutely phenomenal. The friendship, the motivation that Russ needed to complete this mission, it all goes down to the team behind him. Russ faced so many challenges on the mission, from kidnappings to sandstorms to political visa issues. The list goes on and on and on. He's going to have some wild stories to tell in the future. One story that really gripped me was when the team got robbed at gunpoint. They had their phones, camera equipment, passports stolen, which really jeopardised the mission. This may be me being naive, but I didn't really truly recognise the difficulty between crossing borders, the dodgy dealings, the bribes. I can't even fathom the mental strength that Russ Cook has. To deal with illness day after day after day. Early on in the mission, he was pissing blood. He had to stop for a week or so due to potential fears of rhabdo. The multiple sickness bugs that he faced, but continued to run marathons and even walk a half marathon at one point, which is absolutely outrageous to be doing that when you've got nothing left to give. The bloke's mentality is on an absolute another planet, and he was never ever going to give up on his own accord. There are a couple of occasions on the mission where Russ went dark on socials. No Strava updates were being posted, in particular time in Congo around the kidnapping. I genuinely feared for the bloke, to be honest. There's always that thought in the back of your mind when you're running through these rural areas that have never seen people like Russ running through them. How are they going to treat him? Is he going to be seen as a threat? And you do fear the worst. I think there was a collective sigh of relief when he first posted that Strava run, followed by the horror of the story that he had to tell. Sam and I questioned the media attention and the media buzz around his accomplishments and around his achievements throughout the mission, questioning the amount of money that he's raised for charity. Purely just isn't enough for what he's accomplished. But that really did start to ramp up in the last 2, 3, 4 weeks, to the point of recording now where I think he's on around 800k, climbing towards his total of 1 million. He absolutely deserves it. I'm so glad that the BBC News and Sky News jumped onto this story. I still question whether they could have jumped on this story earlier, but the fact that the mainstream channels have jumped on this story is the main thing at this point. I was watching the Sky News live stream of him crossing the line. We're not going to talk about that egg in the yellow that tried to cross the line before Russ. Just let him have his moment. But the scenes were ridiculous. Hundreds and hundreds of people flew over to Tunisia to watch this moment in history. I actually got a little bit emotional, to be honest. Following his journey for such a long time, he just seems like such a normal bloke, and to be reunited with his friends and his family, and to be the first to accomplish this ever, it's emotional. We've been on this ride with Russ the whole time, willing him to do it. There's always been a thought in the back of your mind, is this achievable? But as he crossed the line, why did we ever doubt him? He was always going to do it. What an unbelievable bloke. And as he crossed the line, I tweeted out why I resonate so much with Russ, and he just is a normal bloke. He's not a super media trained athlete that's been doing this his whole life. He started running after a night out from Brighton to Worthing, put in a half marathon at 3 a.m. and got that running bug. He put in the hard yards, mixed with a never say die attitude and a freakish mentality, and look what you get. You get the Harley skeezer. Russ Cook is an unfiltered, football-loving madman that just likes to run, and I totally respect that. Truly, truly inspirational. Like me, he's inspired so many people to run. I completed my first half marathon the day that Russ Cook completed his mission, and I'm sure many people across the world are going to take up running because of this bloke, and that is something to be proud of. So Russ Cook, enjoy them strawberry daiquiris, and I'm looking forward to your next mission. But yeah, let us know your thoughts down below, guys. So what do you make of Russ Cook, the hardest geezer, becoming the first ever person to run the entire length of Africa? But cheers for watching and listening, everyone. Keep smashing that tarmac, and peace out.